Using a central air conditioning circuit for powering wall heating units is not permitted, even if a switch is installed to prevent simultaneous operation. This restriction stems from fundamental principles of electrical safety and adherence to the National Electrical Code, or NEC. The primary reason for this prohibition lies in the dedicated nature of electrical circuits. When an air conditioning unit is installed, its circuit is meticulously designed and wired to accommodate its specific electrical demands. This involves selecting appropriate wire gauges, circuit breaker ratings, and other components based on the air conditioner's voltage, amperage, and power requirements. Attempting to repurpose this dedicated circuit for other appliances, such as wall heating units, introduces several potential hazards. Firstly, the wall heating units may have different electrical characteristics than the air conditioning unit. They might draw a different amount of current, have a different power factor, or create different harmonic distortions on the line. These discrepancies can overload the circuit, causing the circuit breaker to trip frequently. Moreover, if the circuit breaker is not properly sized for the new load, it may not trip at all, leading to overheating of the wires and potentially a fire. Secondly, the wiring itself may not be adequate for the demands of the wall heating units. The wire gauge chosen for the air conditioning circuit was based on the air conditioner's current draw. Wall heating units, particularly those designed to heat larger spaces, may require a larger wire gauge to safely handle the increased current. Using undersized wiring can cause the wires to overheat, melt the insulation, and create a fire hazard. Thirdly, the components of the air conditioning circuit, such as the disconnect switch and the receptacle, may not be rated for the type of load presented by the wall heating units. For example, the disconnect switch might be designed for the inductive load of the air conditioner's motor, but not for the resistive load of the heating units. Similarly, the receptacle might not be rated for the continuous high current draw of the heating units. Using components that are not properly rated can lead to premature failure, overheating, and potential fire hazards. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for the proper installation and use of electrical circuits. These guidelines are designed to ensure the safety of people and property. Article 110.3 B of the NEC requires that all electrical equipment be used in accordance with its listing and labeling. This means that the air conditioning circuit should only be used for its intended purpose, which is to power the air conditioning unit. Using it for other purposes would violate this requirement. Additionally, Article 210 of the NEC specifies the requirements for branch circuits, including the types of loads that can be served by a particular circuit. It generally prohibits the use of a single branch circuit to supply both lighting and appliance loads, unless certain conditions are met. In this case, using the air conditioning circuit for wall heating units would likely violate this provision. Furthermore, Article 424 of the NEC provides specific requirements for fixed electric space heating equipment. These requirements cover a wide range of topics, including the type of wiring methods that can be used, the size of the overcurrent protection, and the need for disconnecting means. Using the air conditioning circuit for wall heating units would likely not comply with these requirements. The suggestion of installing a switch to ensure that either the air conditioner or the heating unit are powered at any one time does not address the underlying safety concerns. Even with a switch, the circuit is still being subjected to electrical loads for which it was not designed. The wiring, circuit breaker, and other components may still be overloaded, leading to potential hazards. Moreover, a switch does not prevent someone from accidentally switching on both the air conditioner and the heating units simultaneously, which could create a dangerous overload situation. It is important to consider the potential consequences of violating electrical codes and safety standards. Doing so can not only endanger the safety of occupants but also expose the property owner to legal liability. If a fire or other electrical incident occurs as a result of improper wiring, the property owner could be held responsible for damages and injuries. Moreover, insurance companies may deny coverage if they determine that the electrical work was not performed in accordance with code. If the owner wants to use wall heating units, they should consult with a qualified electrician to determine the best way to provide power to these units. The electrician may recommend installing a new, dedicated circuit for the heating unit, or they may be able to modify the existing electrical system to safely accommodate the additional load. In either case, it is essential to ensure that all electrical work is performed in accordance with the NEC and local electrical codes. This includes obtaining the necessary permits, using qualified personnel, and having the work inspected by a certified electrical inspector. In summary, using a central air conditioning circuit for wall heating units is not permitted due to the potential safety hazards and code violations involved. The air conditioning circuit is designed and wired specifically for the air conditioner's electrical characteristics, and attempting to repurpose it for other appliances can lead to overloading, overheating, and potential fire hazards. It is essential to consult with a qualified electrician to determine the best way to provide power to wall heating units in a safe and code-compliant manner. The NEC provides detailed guidelines for the proper installation and use of electrical circuits, and these guidelines should be followed to ensure the safety of people and property. Modifying electrical circuits without proper knowledge and expertise can be dangerous and should be avoided. Always consult with a qualified electrician before making any changes to the electrical system. They can assess the situation, provide recommendations, and perform the work in a safe and code-compliant manner. Doing so can help to prevent electrical hazards and ensure the safety of occupants.